All right, guys. Well, thanks for getting on this call with me. Selfishly, when we put this together and we thought of some ideas, I thought what I wanted the most was to have the captains chat and to get you guys in the same kind of Zoom room now that we don't have meeting rooms, but because I haven't seen a lot of you. It's been since 2005. I look back on my years at Queens, and you guys were the pillars. Like, you guys are the guys that are the voice when I'm not there. So without further ado, I'm going to start. First guy that I have, I'm looking down, Brad Walford. It's hard to believe you're only 3 years younger than me. I remember first coaching. I think we missed each other in the O by 1 year. Jesus.
Yeah.
But, down in the far right corner is Brad Walford. Next up in the captain list in the middle, Avi, you came in and took over the C, and I think you had it probably the longest on this call. You had it 3 years. So. And then Billy Burke up in top right corner. You're next on the list. Now, I got to get a clearance here. Was it Johnny first or you? Who got injured?
Johnny got injured. So Johnny was the captain, and then I got it when he got hurt.
So I knew I'd screw it up right off the bat. I knew there was an injury there, Johnny, and he pulled their shoot, and I had to give Berkey the C for a while. So there you go. And then down below, John Lawrence, you were there, took over. So then it went Berkey. And then next, Pat Downe, I think you took over from Johnny. Corey. I went Corey first.
Here's it, yeah.
Yeah, he's MIA. We still don't know if Corey's in Calgary or Ottawa, but I said before we went on this call, I think we'll find out from his girlfriend's Instagram account. So we'll figure that one out.
Fishing season.
Next was Patty Spence. And then I invited our current captain, Pat Sanvido, on the call. And I just think he can learn some great stories from you guys. Berkey, Wally, maybe not you. I'd rather him listen to Johnny, Patty, and Jeff Ovens more. But anyway.
I've heard plenty about Wally from Bales already. Bales is back living with me. He's been giving me the lowdown.
Hey, he's my lawyer. I pay him to keep his mouth shut.
Well, let's get started, boys. Wally, we'll start with you. What have you been up to, man? Where are you now? What have you been up to, and where are you at?
I'm back to where I grew up in Lorne Park, South Mississauga. I've kind of had one job since I stopped playing hockey and left Queens. I'm in commercial real estate, and I got 2 kids stuck at home, a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old girl. And that's pretty much it. Golfing, I just took up biking since this quarantine hit. I had to do something to stop getting fat. So I bought a bike, and that's kind of what's been passing the time lately.
Hey, bud, I spend more time with your older brother, Trent. He's cooler than you are. Is he still in Vegas?
He's still in Vegas. He's still in Vegas. Yeah.
Still the big party maker out there. So.
Yeah, he's the host. So if you need to party, just call him. He'll set you up.
I still tell some of those stories. I heard Wally.
What my favorite Queens hockey story? I mean, I was trying to think of a few that were as PG.
Whoa. You just jumped
right into it. All the screen time.
See you later. Slow down. So, anyways, next up, Avi, where are you at now, man?
In Calgary. So basically, as soon as that last year in 2008 was done, I moved out to Calgary to ski and downhill mountain bike and be around the mountains. And never thought I'd ever have used it. I actually used my teaching degree. So, I almost dropped out of my BEd.
You were adamant you didn't
want to do that. I hated it. And anyhow, I was a teacher, but I got to start my own business while I was a teacher. And now I run my own business in hockey. And we've expanded to Saskatchewan and golf. So it's an exciting time. This COVID thing has really hurt us as a service-based industry, but we'll be ready to get going once we're allowed to.
I remember the days you hated your degree near the end.
Yeah, you convinced me to come back. Instead of going to med school, I'm going to come back and be a teacher.
You scored 13 goals. Who would have thought you would ever? We still talk about that.
Yeah.
One of the stories.
You know what? All this time, I just attributed to like a rookie coach, but maybe it was me. But I have 2 kids, married, and I'm a little past Berkey. They're 3 and 4 years old. We had Irish twins. They were both born in 2016.
Amazing. Johnny, what have you been up to, man? Where are you now?
I'm in Barrie. So I moved to Barrie about 2 years ago. Living here doing physio, just at a private clinic. Got engaged this past fall.
Congrats.
Hey, boy.
And the wedding is up in the air now for for this fall because of all this. So
Think of the
I
money you're
was-
saving, Johnny.
Johnny, is this the same girl from Queens?
no, I've
Yeah,
moved
way to
on.
bring her up, Dubbies.
Sorry, Johnny.
No, that's all good. Yeah, I moved back to Winnipeg for about 4 years, and I coached some hockey out there for a few of those, and then I moved out here. My fiance's from here, so living in Billy Burke's shoes in Barrie, Ontario.
He'll clean up his mess.
Yeah.
So the guy that's most excited about this call, Billy Burke, he's got a newborn now. So we got him out of the house, and I see you might be having a glass of wine. So what are you up to, Berkey?
Yeah. Sorry if I'm moving around. I'm just trying to find the internet sweet spot. But no, I'm out in St. Catharines. Yeah, I'm married to two young boys, a 2-year-old and a 2-week-old. So certainly been busy running around with them, and going into my 4th year as the head coach of the Niagara Ice Dogs.
And the only recruit he's given me, boys, and some of you won't get this, is Eric Ming, of all players. Biggest headache ever. Anyways, hell of a player, but oh my God. Eric Ming. Okay. But I guess Pop counts a little bit. You'll give me him now. So.
Oh yeah, he counts. He counts for sure.
Kind of. Anyways, Downer, what have you been up to, man?
Yeah, I'm back out east now. Actually, just moved back about a year ago. I'm currently in Moncton, but I'm working in Halifax, living with a girlfriend. So get a little time together. It's about time we actually live together for
Hey,
a
did
bit.
Jen get transferred?
Yeah, Jen got transferred to Moncton probably a year ago, 8 months.
Oh, that's good though.
So it's good. Yeah, we're a little bit closer now. So just in the banking field. Don't have any kids or anything like that as of right now. I got 2 dogs. That's about it. So
That's a lot.
so yeah, those 2 dogs keep me busy. That's about it.
I hear you, man. Spence, what have you been up to?
Just actually got back to my parents' place in Campbellville. So just about an hour west of Toronto. I was in Kingston finishing up my law degree and just kind of spending some time at the girlfriend's place and studying for my licensing exam. So I didn't really have anything planned during this time anyways. So, I mean, I guess fortunate that it hasn't really affected me too much. But other than that, just missing hockey like everyone else. And
I saw you 2 weeks ago. I know a barber shop must have broke a law with that haircut, bud.
Hey, I did that haircut.
it was about time. The boys were giving me a hard time about my hair for a while. So
We talked about Burke. You can help him out here. We talked about the
Including Gibby.
playoffs. We're in UPCR, and I said, Spence, those last 5 strings of hair on your forehead, you might as well just shave it.
yeah, it was either
Hey.
plugs or just get rid of it all. So this is the cheaper option.
It's a man's haircut. Don't
That's
listen
right,
to anybody.
exactly.
Man's haircut.
Yeah.
Patty, what have you been up to, bud?
I've just been in Kingston. Bales moved back in. That big moved back in, so I don't have just a dog and then a big 28-year-old living with me now. But
How's living with Bales?
well, I did it for my first couple of years here, and then with the COVID thing, he's able to work from home, so he's being a lawyer from here, and it's kind of interesting to see the other side of it. I don't know how much work he actually does, but he just blowing smoke for everybody. But otherwise, it's just been Kingston, trying to stay in shape, getting ready for next year, and taking a couple summer classes. So, been busy.
Okay, boys, let's get into it. I'll quickly go. So, favorite restaurant or bar in Kingston? We'll go backwards. Patty, you're employed, but you better say it.
Yeah, I'm employed, so it's obviously the Brass Pub. It's been, I don't know, ever since the summer I moved into school here. It's been a very homely establishment for myself.
I'm going to be intrigued because I think if we go backwards, which we are, I think Wally and Avi is going to be a bit different, and Berkey's too. But anyways,
Brass Pub's pretty good.
Spence,
It was good.
Spence, where are you going?
I would definitely say best bar is the Brass for sure. Kind of changed over the 5 years that I was there. I guess 6 years I was there. I mean, Stages was kind of the spot for a bit, and then once the boys kind of started working at the brass, we kind of started going there more often, and kind of that kind of became the spot. So
They still have Smitty playing the guitar there?
No, he stopped a couple years ago.
No.
Downer, where are you going?
Yeah, I have to agree. I was employed by them as well, so they gave me a little bit of spending money when I was
Paid
there. So
advertising.
I can't disagree with that.
Burke,
I
there's
think-
no way you were employed by them, were you?
No.
Where was your go-to?
Me, I was thinking, I don't even think it's around, but Smidgey's with the $2 tall boys on the Wednesday night classic rock night. That was awesome.
Smidgies, oh man. Forgot about that place.
Hey, Law, where was yours?
We were always at Ale. That was,
You were that group.
yeah, we started because Ryan Gibb would bartend, and it was free drinks for a bunch of people. So that's where we started. We ended up when I graduated, we had advanced to the brass for the more mature nights out.
Avi?
Well, I spent every summer there, right? And I was big into science and research, so I had, a different crew to hang out with. So restaurants would have been Wooden Heads. Like I loved Wooden Heads. Is it still there?
Still the best one. That's still my
Yeah.
go-to. Yeah.
And then there's a great number of Irish pubs down Princess Street that we'd always go to. It was a quick walk from that side of campus where all the medical science buildings were.
Wally, PG, where was your favorite?
I guess it's similar to when Ryan Gibb was the manager. We had Matt Kenny, our goalie, was the manager at the Ale House. At stages too, but mostly at the Ale House. So that's probably where he got the most in the most trouble. So I'm going to say, actually, the beginning of my time there, it was AJ's, the Hangar.
The
And
Hangar.
then,
Days Hangar, yeah.
and then they changed it to the Ale House. So
Hey, this is gonna be interesting because I think over time my hatred shifts. We're gonna start with you, Wally. Team you most, I shouldn't say hate, dislike playing the most. Your biggest rival when you were playing in the OUA.
I would say our best games were probably McGill. The odd time we would have a bus full of people going out to watch them, and we actually were able to beat them in their own rink one time.
Touchdowns at times too.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
So I'd say McGill. I think we had some good ones with them.
Bobby?
I'd say the team I hated playing the most was UQTR, especially in their barn. Like they were big and super skilled.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I remember playing them out these days.
They didn't stand for the national anthem, and
yeah, they had people smoking in the stands. It was weird.
Reeked of hot
Reading
dogs.
newspapers.
Still does. Johnny?
I would probably say McGill. We always had a hard time with them, and by the end, I think the most hatred might have been Carleton, just because we were always kind of neck and neck with them, and they seemed to be the team that we had to get through to get to McGill or UQTR.
I think Berkey's checking on the baby. We're gonna have to switch off for it.
I'm moving inside.
Downer,
Moving inside.
what about you?
Yeah, I think I gotta agree. I gotta like McGill. I think when I came in our first couple of years, we had always trouble against them, especially like going to their barn. But I think I know, by the end of it, I think we won our 3 games in a row in playoffs, maybe 2 and 1. But those are the big games that we looked up to go to, especially to play at their rink and to beat them. But I also think UQTR, like going and playing in that small barn, and those fans were crazy. Like that was always the challenge as well. I think that was the hardest barn to play in.
Berkey, what about you?
Yeah, like a lot of the guys said, obviously McGill was tough. My era, we didn't have a ton of success, but it was always good games down in Toronto. It seemed like they were tight and always big in the standings. So we had a much better chance against Toronto than McGill back then.
You're right. That era, though, like Avi's years too, like U of T used to be real good. Like I remember going into the Varsity Arena. It was a tough game. So. Spence, Patty, I'm interested to see the difference because I think we do have a little difference there.
I think there's 2 for me over my 5 years. It kind of started as McGill and finished with Carleton. So they're always fast, physical games, real intense, and they always seem to mean something in the standings. And I think we met both those teams in I guess it would be the Eastern Conference Final twice. So I think that kind of took the rivalry a bit to the next level for both those teams.
Patty?
I don't know. I feel like when I got to the program, it was McGill as far as a team, but now it's more Carleton and Concordia. I feel like Concordia we've played in the playoffs almost every season I've been here so far, but McGill, Concordia, and Carleton are definitely, if I had to put a top 3 on them. Don't really. I actually love playing against them. They're just usually the most heated games.
Funny that all you guys, and I mean this in the utmost respect, because I think we have the all respect for them. No one said RMC, and I think it's because you guys see them all the time. I have a respect for their program and what those guys do, but it's always interesting because they always say Queens is our biggest rival, but I don't think it's a rival until you get into those playoffs and get into those series where you build hatred, because I think we still have too much respect.
That's interesting because my best friend and business partner now is Paul Bradley.
Brad's an unbelievable.
And so it's funny to tell him that he was good, and
yeah. But I'm sure he would say that was a rivalry. But it's funny, like
sure.
Even our guys, I still have to get guys up for the RMC games sometimes, which is kind of shocking, really. But I think it's because
they're better, haven't they?
Oh, they're way better. They got a great program now, great team.
So, the whole league is really, really impressive.
Yeah. All right, I'm intrigued by this one because I think I'll know some of them. But best teammate and why? We'll start. Let's go Downer first.
Oh God. I'm gonna give the generic response. I don't really know. I can't really put a number on who's the best teammate. I think I was pretty fortunate to play with some amazing guys in my 4 years there, and I think just coming in and we obviously weren't the most skilled team. When I first started, even when we ended, but we had just the hardest working group of guys, and we just gelled so well that we came to the rink every day ready to play. So to say one guy is, I couldn't really do that. I was just really fortunate to play with a bunch of guys and just the way we came together every day. So, and the friendships that we build, and we still talk obviously now after 4 years are done.
Be a politician, man. Berkey.
Yeah, no, it's a tough one. I was actually thinking about that today when I saw your email. Right away, Avi, Johnny, and Wally, being fortunate enough to play with those guys, obviously all great players and great guys. And honestly, other than those 2 guys, I have to say Ryan Gibb, our all-Canadian MVP goalie. I lived with him for 2 years. We kind of did everything together. So, like Downer said, memories and friendships is, a great part of our lives.
Funny, I often get asked because, everyone talks about Kevin Bailey or Justin Fazio, and they're all legitimate pillars of goaltenders I've had, but Ryan Gibb has to be mentioned right in that category. No one understands how good he was. He was the MVP as a rookie on a team that, we won 8 games the year before, and then we go to 13 games, winning 13 games, and Gibb had to be mentioned in that category. Abby moved to you.
And Gibby never went down once on a Tuesday or Thursday, so he wasn't even really practicing.
Yeah, especially when there were the morning practices, he didn't move.
No.
And then he hated having pucks in his net.
Dragging him out of bed for those practices, literally dragging him.
And when he was late, we all had to skate, but he didn't care because he never actually had to skate. So we'd show up 15, 20 minutes late, so we just get bagged.
He knew he ran the team.
I had to treat you guys fairly, not equally. I always say that. So
he was getting us drinks at Ale, so we didn't really care that much.
Bobby, what do you got?
Yeah, I would echo what Berkey said. The one other guy that comes to mind, one of the nicest human beings I know, is Brady Olson. He was an unbelievable teammate, and he was ridiculously good.
Yeah. Olson.
And he had the greatest moment in professional and amateur sports history as well.
That's right.
People still talk about it.
+1 on that.
We have to get Frazier to find that goal for this little chat. You got to figure out to find it somewhere.
Neutral zone chasing it. Brady Olson gets to the puck, takes it into the attacking zone here. Olson beats his man. Breakaway shot. Score! Brady Olson with the goal of the year for the Gaels, as he just picked the pocket of the RMC defender back in the RMC zone, came right out in front and roofed the backhander over Matt Hartney and ties the game up short-handed. What a goal by Brady Olson. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the greatest moment in amateur or professional sports history. Unbelievable job of just chasing down a puck that he had no business getting to. Absolutely undresses the defender, and then a beauty backhand deke into the top shelf on goalie Matthew Hartney, and it is all tied with 1:14 left to play in the second. Wow.
Spence, what do you got?
Tough to say. I mean, a lot of good teammates, Downer and Patty. Both of them were my D partners. So obviously, playing with you guys was
Impossible because you're a Rover.
probably harder for them than it was for me. Maybe put it that way. But we seem to work real well together over the 5 years. So it was great. So I'm gonna go with my D partners. I think, being an offensive defenseman, it's kind of unique in the sense that, you sometimes feel you may get more credit than you deserve sometimes. And with an offensive defenseman, there's always, a stalwart, stay-at-home, stable guy that's with you who seems to kind of quietly go unnoticed. And both those guys, I think we're underappreciated and undervalued, not only on the team but throughout the league. So couldn't do it without you guys.
Thanks, Spence.
I'm leaving you out, Patty, because you got teammates still on your team, so I'm not asking you. Wally, what do you got?
Spence doesn't. It was a lot easier playing with him than he thinks. So anytime I got in trouble, I just shoved the puck over to his side, and he'd pick it up and take it out the zone. It was easy.
Wally?
I mean, I was there for really over like 6 years, so I'm trying to think like from the beginning to the end, it changed quite a bit. I
graduate. That's hard to do, man.
I know. I took a year off. I was academically ineligible. Call it an extra victory lap. But I mean, one of my line mates my first few years, Mark Norman, he had some of the greatest snap shows of his. You probably remember a few. And we have to mention Morsey was also just a unique character.
Yeah, I got it.
Just a bundle of energy. So, and
Do you
then my later years.
Do you remember Normie's response when we had to wear Westerns jerseys when our guy forgot our jerseys?
Yeah. Yes. I was actually going to mention that story. Yeah.
That's legendary story.
Oh, Norman's response was
paraphrase. This was before my time. This story. Right?
It was before Jonesy's time. Jonesy would never forget the jerseys, but yeah, he forgot the jerseys, and Normie basically quit the team right before we went out. He refused to play. But so yeah, Mark Norman, Brian Moore, those two names come out as just again unique guys. I was really close with our other goalie, Matt Kenny, in the later years as well. So.
Hey, quick question to you two. Did you guys play with Haas, or did you just miss Haas?
I played with Haas. Oh, no, your hubbies did too. Yeah.
I played with Haas.
Was he as sarcastic and annoying as he is now?
Oh, he hadn't changed one bit. Yeah, he was exactly the same. I think actually he grew a little bit once he became a coach.
That's possible too.
He's the only make the best.
Kick himself in the forehead when he's sitting down. So. All right, guys. Well, we're running out of time here, but I want to end with you guys are all unbelievable people. When I look around the screen, from you, Wally, I just have to thank you for trusting a real young guy, and Avi the same way is trusting a young guy. And I always like to apologize to you too because you had to deal with some shit. I tried to change a culture and thought we could win right away, and I think it was a little bit hard on you at times, but that's what a young coach does. And when I look at you, Wally, I just think of honesty and the support you gave me. I appreciate that. And Jeff, you're one of a kind. I still talk about you, man. The maturity you had at that young age was you always pushed me as a coach, and I pushed you back. But I think going from junior C to 13 goals and considered one of the top players on our team shows the kind of character you are. And
are the Amersfoort Jets still there?
They are, my friend.
Oh,
I still got your number in there.
I don't players from there anymore, unfortunately, but they're still there.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing.
Yeah, and then Johnny, obviously everyone jokes that you're always Gibby's son, but it's just because of your maturity level, and you always had my back, and I always knew when I left the room it was you're an easy guy to take over. And Burke, I'm amazed what you've become as a coach. It's an unbelievable job you're doing in Niagara with your family, and you're doing some great things, and you're always a phone call away from me, which I do appreciate, and appreciate your support. And, Pat, you were the guy that kind of changed it. We started winning consistently and breaking records, and you were the leader of that group, man. And a lot of that change in the culture is due to you and Spence, and now Patty taking over. But I think you guys need to learn, and I want to leave this to the floor because I want you all to have a say. It's the Brad Walfords, the Jeff Ovens, the Bill Burks, and the John Lawrence to be able to take our program to where it is now, to a top 10 program. So one last message I'm leaving with you guys is, Wally, we'll start with you. Any message that you would give now that you've been away for a while, but your time at Queens and giving back to the guys on the program, what would you say to them now?
Well, I'm going to start first by just giving some, kudos to you, Gibby, because again, you stuck with that program, and what you've done with it in the amount of time was really remarkable. So I know when I was there, and obviously, we were generally a bottom half team, but it took no time for you to kind of just raise the level of commitment and turn around. So I gave you full marks there. As far as, I guess, my message to the future hockey guys moving forward, I think, the obvious cliche answer would be to enjoy every minute. Don't take it for granted, but you guys have all heard that before. So probably going a different route. And I'd say go out more, enjoy it way more. Like, I probably could have gone out way more if he didn't hold me back as much. So Gibby's going to tell you have the rest of your life to go out. You don't have the rest of your life to go out,
I'm getting off the call. I'm getting off the call. I'm leaving it at that.
You know what I prefer? Let's go to Avi now. I think this is going to be a better message.
I don't know. Maybe do you still play and jump in on the 3-on-3 cross ice games?
I still jump in every drill.
He's still doing Edmonton daily.
I would again, like, echo what Brad says. Like, we had 3 coaches in like 3.5 years, right? And so to have that stability and have you there with a vision, and obviously you guys won, and it's the greatest thing to be like, half the country over to see Queens win. Like, and it was remarkable. And, everyone here that was part of that, congratulations. When you have a family and you know what it's like to have, newborn babies and the grind and all that stuff and getting married, all that's great. But man, is university hockey the most fun time of your life? Like, there's nothing even close in terms of having a good time and the buddies that you make. So, it is cliche, but enjoy it.
Johnny?
First of all, I was really looking forward to Avi telling the story about the time he was doing Edmonton with a straw broom in warm-ups because we forgot the sticks at practice my first year.
That's a true story.
We never got to that. For me, I think looking back, the one thing that I think about is, as you get older, you still have a lot of the same things you have in university as far as friends and ability to go out, and you have work and stuff to kind of focus your mind on. But one thing I look back and I'm like, you can never spend too much time working at your skills. Like, working at hockey, once you're done, you don't have anything like that in your life ever again. Like, you can look for it, you can go to the gym, you can pick up golf, but if it's not something you're passionate about, you'll never have that chance to really work at yourself and work at your skills. And a lot of times when you're in it, it's kind of one of those things that's like a nuisance. It's extra time. I have other stuff to do. But when you look back, if you take that little bit of extra time to work at the things you need to work at, you'll never regret it going forward.
Burke?
Yeah, again, these guys they're smart guys, and just don't be so quick to move on. To move on with your life and move on to try to make a pro opportunity or get a good job in Toronto or anything like that. It's just, these guys really hit the nail on the head, but it's things you hold with you, and really is the best years of your life. My time at Queens and playing hockey, it's certainly something I'll never forget, and love to try to pass it on.
And Wally and I can give anyone advice on how to really lengthen the time at 7 years.
Oh yeah,
you need to find a way to be there for 7 years.
Except Bobby, you have 4 degrees. I have like half a degree, so we got to figure something out.
I don't think you got that in the end, but it's still the same.
Downer, take it over. We're losing time here.
I mean, I don't think I can say much more than what the boys said here. Just reiterate, just enjoy your time. Like, it was honestly the best 4 years of my life. I probably should have done a 5th, trying to pick up a couple courses here and there if I could have, but I enjoyed it so much, and I mean, I wish I just cherished it a little bit more. And the group of guys you have is like family, and you're gonna have them for the rest of your life, and just having that camaraderie there. And when it kind of goes away and you leave, it's not the same every day. You have your girlfriend or your kids, but to have that family, that group of guys was something special and something I'll always cherish. And just don't take that for granted kind of thing. Just make sure every day you go to the rink, play hard, and enjoy it at night and go out and have fun. So that's what I'd say to the boys.
Vince, you got the last word, man.
Yeah, I'll keep it quick. I think one thing I learned is 6 years and 2 degrees is, I probably learned just as much or more playing hockey than I did going to school. So in terms of, moving forward with my life in terms of habits and relationships and problem solving and things like that. So I think don't underestimate, what fully committing yourself to the program can do for you, not only from a hockey standpoint and from a program standpoint, but just from, a life and education standpoint. So that's really all I got.
Yeah, that's great, guys. And we got a minute left, and that was the main reason I wanted our current captain on the call. He has all the qualities that you guys have, and I know we're in good hands with him as the captain. And it's these messages he'll be able to pass along, and the pillars of you guys to the future Gaels and first years that are coming in. But boys, I honestly I can't thank you enough for doing this, and I know your checks are in the mail, right?
Yeah, I thought the postal system was shut down right now.
Yeah, they are slow.
All right, boys. Well, stay safe, and I'm glad to hear you're all doing well, and let's keep in touch, all right?
Thanks,
Thanks,
Gibby.
Gibby.
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy.
See you, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, see you guys.
See you later.